The way y'all let that lady get dragged out that town hall meeting like she was a runaway slave getting ready to be put back in chains is the reason why the 92% is sitting their ass down.
Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So take a look at the video she's referring to.
I found the footage that led up to this moment and they are straight up lying to you. This is the public town hall meeting. Pause to read. Here's everything they're claiming and here's the actual footage.
Women are dying.
Ever since the Roe versus Wade, so doctors are protected against having to be forced to do abortions.
All right, hold on one moment here. Okay, again, you folks who are just popping off with stupid remarks, you are not taking into account the people sitting next to you. There's a bunch of people that came here to hear them. There's an opportunity for you to sound off, but not right now.
That's not a town hall.
Smart enough to know that. You're just crazy people. And what we're doing right now is just pausing while we get them out. If you can't be civil, get out.
She's not the only one yelling. She's not the only one booing. She's not the only one disagreeing. This is a public town hall meeting. And this kind of thing is happening all over the country right now.
Yeah. Now, the part that I couldn't show due to YouTube guidelines and policy is where two men who were not in uniform proceeded to literally drag her out of the hall. And what has got a lot of people talking is the fact that nobody stepped in to help this lady. Nobody. Men or women, the people who were booing alongside her, the people who had a lot to say, and so on and so forth. Nobody physically, came out to help her. Some were cheering and so on and so forth, but nobody helped her. And this is what has got a lot of people talking. Now, my take about this whole situation is that shows that they support the other side. That's the only reason why, because you can't be booing with somebody, you can't be saying what they are saying, and then watch them being dragged out literally by men that are not in uniform and have nobody step in to defend her or support her. There's a lot of you in that room, and you could have all band together, behind this lady, but nobody stood up. Nobody stood up. Without wasting your time, I'm going to get into what people have to say about this whole situation, and to be honest, everything they said made a lot of sense, all right? So let's get into it, and I'm going to come back and talk some and leave your own thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank you.
The way y'all let that lady get dragged out that goddamn town hall meeting like she was a runaway slave getting ready to be put back in chains is the reason why the 92% is sitting their ass down. All of y'all took out y'all goddamn phones. Every last one of y'all was like, ooh, don't touch her. If that was the 92%, they would have got their asses whooped putting their hands on one of us. It would have been SmackDown WWE style. All them chairs would have been flipped. We don't give a fuck. They were screwed to the ground. This is why black women ain't doing shit. Y'all white women let y'all white woman get dragged. The white men didn't even help. They was just, don't touch her. Y'all pulled out y'all phones. Every last one of y'all Karens. Y'all don't have no problem blowing up everybody's hotline when y'all pissed. Y'all don't have no problem reporting people to ICE. Y'all ain't got no problem saying, I want to speak to your manager. But when one of your own get dragged by her legs and hands out of room by security, not even police, security, y'all don't do shit. That's why we ain't moving.
I've had many thoughts about things that have happened today and over the weekend. But one that just occurred to me as I watched for the gazillionth time, the Idaho, it's Coeur d'Alene, for those of you who don't know how to pronounce it. I went to school not too far away from there because I'm in Washington. I went to Washington State University. And that woman who was dragged out. And of course, I was so upset at seeing people, men, women, doing nothing to help her by being dragged out by men who did not identify themselves or refused to identify themselves, pointed out by the sheriff. And the thought I just had was that if that had been a woman that I disagreed with, if it had been a mostly blue town hall and a woman who was speaking something that I did not agree with, and unidentified men came out and grabbed her, I would have gotten myself involved. They would have also had to put me in zip ties and taking me out. Like, apparently a couple of men did try to come to her aid, and that's what happened to them. I am a girl's girl in that sense. No woman, nobody deserves to have hands put on them and dragged out by suspicious, unidentified people. And when I had that thought, I was like, that's the difference between liberal women and conservative women.
When Trump won, Black people said, let's sit back, let's rest. This is not our lesson to learn, it's their lesson to learn. And I want to say, I don't think they're smart enough to learn the lesson, nor do they care about the lesson. And I feel like they're very complacent because they do not care. They just do not care. That woman being dragged out of that town hall says everything we need to know about how much they care as of right now. Everything that he's done hasn't upset them yet. I don't know how far he needs to go for them to care, but it doesn't seem like anything is going to move them because they don't see nothing wrong. And I truly don't understand. But that woman being dragged out and nobody stepping in to help her is crazy to me. No one stepped in front of her to prevent her from being dragged out by two men she does not know who would not identify themselves. Y'all are okay? She could be getting kidnapped right now. They could take her outside and beat her to death. I don't know. Something crazy could have happened. And no one's doing anything. Black women would have never let that happen because who the fuck are you and why are you putting your hands on a woman as two grown men? Why are you, tackling this woman? Black women would have never allowed no shit like that to happen. And the white women, some of them like, who are you? Why are you doing that? Why are you touching her? And then there was other women laughing, giggling, clapping. Why is the whole room clapping and this woman is being manhandled by two men? One woman sitting across from her was like, that's a Democrat for you. Bitch, what? That's a Democrat for you. That's how y'all think. And I know nothing is going to change anytime soon because not only do white people hate everybody else, they hate themselves.
Did you see what happened in Idaho? How he spoke to her? Did you see those men drag her out physically? She dared to say the truth. Women are dying. They are coming for us. They are coming for us so hard. They have a hard-on for us. How they're doing it? These fancy named bills. You are just letting them slip on by. And kudos to the women who are doing something and the men allies that we have. The woman, she is the queen. Every single woman in America should be at town hall meetings doing the exact same thing. That room should have erupted. They should have stormed the stage.
Civil disobedience is not a game. It's not a joke, and you should take it very seriously because the consequences of civil disobedience is not a game, not a joke, and are very serious, long-lasting, and serious. And anyone that participates in civil disobedience has the right to make the choice. So while everyone is side-eyeing the people that sat around that Idaho town hall meeting and watched that woman get dragged out, you should side-eye them. I fucking side-eye them. You should also be side-eyeing the woman that got dragged out. Now here's the lesson. Civil disobedience is planned. It's organized. There's strategy behind it. You choose the right target, the right time, and the right environment to maximize the impact of your civil disobedience. If you are going to risk a loss of freedom to send a message, send it at the right time. And quite honestly, if that woman had planned that shit right with community, they could have taken over the fucking town hall. Because people are that upset. The only time civil disobedience is not planned out is when the people are on one accord. Lock the fuck in. And you don't see that with those people ever. So she damn well should have planned it. That woman walked in there on white privilege and got dragged out on white male patriarchy. And everyone in there knew the risk of getting involved. That's why you need to be talking about the risk of getting involved beforehand and go there with people who have been given the opportunity to make a choice. Am I going to go to fucking jail today, or am I going to go home? They know their outcome, and they're going anyway. That's how shit gets done. What she did, everything she said was on fucking point. If she had planned it, organized it, she would have been able to say everything she needed to say and never got touched, because somebody would have made the choice to block for her. I have been the mouthpiece in civil disobedience, and when I moved, the people that chose to block for me moved with me. We planned it. I've also been taken to jail for civil disobedience. And you know what? I knew it. I knew I was going to go to jail that day. I fucking knew it, because the message was far more important than my loss of freedom. And I made that choice. If you plan it, you organize it, and you put some strategy into it, your civil disobedience will not fail. She did all of the don'ts, and you saw the consequences. My people, don't go out here with them acting a goddamn fool, because it would be foolish of you to go out there with them with no motherfucking plan, because the blacker the skin, the more likely you going in. Okay, that right there is the fucking lesson. We come from the race of people that have mastered civil disobedience. And that was not it. She put everyone in danger. And there was no win in it for her at all. Work smart. Don't work hard.
I know we all watched the town hall meeting in Idaho, right? I really hope that girl gets her bag. I really don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Like, this should genuinely concern you. That man at the podium stood up and said she spoke out, and now she doesn't want to suffer the consequences. I'm disappointed in a few people. That man that stood up out of the aisle seat, why'd you get up? And I'm glad that people recorded, but why were more people not getting up and doing anything? And I know they're going to get in trouble, because that off-duty sheriff violated her rights, and the two men that decided to grab her, that's assault and battery. You did not provide any identification. Like, I still don't know if those were regular men or if they were in fact his deputies, also off-duty. And the minute that the zip ties came out, attempted kidnapping. We had a small win at the governor's ball. We had a small win with the military choir singing "Do You Hear the People Sing?" But we are watching in real time people have their rights violated and taken away from them. It's time to do more than sing.
So I saw that video of the woman who was assaulted and forcibly dragged out of an Idaho town hall meeting by random, unidentified men. Like a lot of people, I find it terrifying and absolutely infuriating. And I've been reading through some of the comments online, and I saw one comment by a Black woman that really resonated with me. This woman was assaulted in front of a room full of white people, and absolutely no one stood up for her. No one stopped it from happening. In fact, most of them were cheering it on. There are no women of color who need to be putting themselves on the front lines right now. I think this is the beginning. I think things are about to get a lot worse. I think we are going to see this country start to descend into a complete dystopia. And I think this is the start of a movement that is going to be about controlling women and the forcible silencing of women. Women of color are not the ones who got us in this mess. And we do not need to be trying to put ourselves on the front lines in this moment. This is going to be the time to stay aware and protect ourselves. No woman of color should be trying to put themselves on the front lines right now.
Yeah, so let's get into some of the comments. The first person said, as a woman in Europe, in my opinion, every single woman in that room should have gotten to their feet and defended her instead of sitting, laughing, or ignoring her. I don't expect to be protected by men anymore. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Second commenter said, did women literally sit there and not do any damn thing? Clearly, the men weren't going to help, but why didn't the women? Wow. That's the question. You need men for protection, quote and unquote. Men hate assault, quote and unquote. Men protect women. What did all those protectors, quote and unquote, do when two of their own assaulted a woman in front of them? Effing nothing. It's all men. Well, we've been screaming about this for a while now, haven't we? Next person said, she's a doctor, a medical doctor, standing up for women's health. And this is what she got. Yeah, this is what she got, and that says a lot. Okay? At this point in time, I agree with all of them. If you want the support from women of all races, it is on your shoulder. I think another lady also left a comment in those lines. It's on your shoulders. You have to show that you are doing this, because if not, nobody is stepping in. I mean, why would I step in if this is how you're treating one of your own? I don't know about you, but it makes sense to me. Why would I step in if this is how you're treating one of your own? If I do, I'm going to get into bigger shit than that. Because it says a lot. It says a lot. To watch a fellow human being, a fellow white woman being dragged like that, and others are cheering, people are holding out their mobile phones, that means they support what is going on. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. But this is a lesson, alright? And I'm happy this whole thing came out and it got a lot of people talking, alright? So stay safe out there. Keep resting. Keep protecting yourself and your peace, because at this point in time, if you're going there at your own risk. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in another video. Take care of yourselves and one another. Bye.